So, Sean, I hear there has been some new news with the CBD flower.
Yeah, and unfortunately the new news is old news as well.
Oh.
So when CBD Flower first came out,
Right.
Indiana, some parts of it did not care for this and they passed a ban. Now that ban went into effect for a while, but fortunately we were able to file an injunction that stopped that original ban. This was people from our company, people from a lot of companies and activism groups around Indiana.
Yeah.
What happened recently was that injunction was struck down by a higher court, so the original ban is now in place.
Okay. So can we appeal this still? Do you know?
I do not know the details of this, but I believe that there are still some levels at which we could appeal. So while this does not necessarily mean that CBD flower is gone from Indiana forever, it means that we shouldn't expect it to be back in the near future.
Right. So we could potentially get it back, but for now, the ban is still.
That is, to the best of my understanding, that's the nature of things.
So for someone who likes smoking CBD flower, what's something we have that could be a good replacement for them?
So there are a lot of great replacements for CBD flower, especially since I had customers coming in for it for every type of issue.
Sure.
There were strains, of course, that were better for pain. There were ones that were better for anxiety, to help with sleep. So the fortunate thing is that all of these capabilities exist in other products.
Right.
Now, the big upside to inhalable CBD is how quickly it comes
Most
on.
definitely.
Typically, by the time you're exhaling, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
The max wait time I've ever seen is about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's somebody with a really beefy endocannabinoid system. If somebody needs that kind of ripcord quick response for their anxiety or their pain, then CBD cartridges are a really great way to go. We still carry these cartridges by Earth, of course. The wedding cake is my personal favorite for anxiety. So another thing about inhalable CBD is that although it comes on the most quickly, it also leaves the most quickly.
Sure, that makes sense.
So people who are dosing for longer periods of time, say people with chronic pain issues, while a CBD cartridge or in the past CBD flower could be a good way to get quick relief, if you're going more long term, what you really want is a tincture or an edible.
Okay.
So
something you digest. Okay.
For the sake of the audience, I'll explain this. Tinctures are just an oil that is held under the tongue that's had other cannabinoids extracted into it. So this, as opposed to the several seconds to 5 minutes that a vape or a flower might take, a tincture is going to be more about 15 minutes. Less if you take a water soluble. So there's a lot of great options there. We have a lot of older customers that still come in for the edibles, the soft gels, all that kind of stuff. Just
Gummies are my favorite way to take CBD.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I've been known to take some of the CBD King gummies before a flight, or if I'm having a rough night sleeping.
Yeah.
Another thing is if people are dealing with just muscle or skin pain or issues like dryness, stuff like that, CBD topicals are a better way to go for that. So even though the inhalable market has become more limited, it is still there, it's still available, just in a more refined form for now.
Yeah. So for now, no more CBD flower, but as you just saw, plenty of different options for CBD and for anything you need it for.
Some that may even be better than the flower that you're used to.
Yeah, which is fair. Come talk to Sean. He's here at our East 96th Street store. He can fill you in. We've got another guy down on the west side, West Washington, Tyler, CBD Guru down there as well. Not to say any of our other stores don't have knowledgeable employees, but Sean's our CBD guy. If we ever have any questions, he's the guy we come to. But thanks for sitting down with me, answering all my questions.
Happy
Sean.
to.
Really appreciate it.
It's all about information. It's all about education.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, have a good one.
You too.